Well, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This is not going to be a super long podcast episode, but it is a quick message to wish you the very best and give you a couple of things to think about as you hopefully spend time with your family this week. Welcome back to another T.REX talk. This is just me talking to you a little bit about Thanksgiving. Now, in the past, we've recorded Thanksgiving episodes about American history, the purpose of the actual holiday of Thanksgiving, and some of the historical stuff. The history of Thanksgiving and the settlers and the Indians, now Native Americans, has been rewritten a number of times, and obviously there are modern historians, historical revisionists, I would say, that would like to change that story to meet modern narrative needs. Modern narrative needs. The actual history of Thanksgiving is an incredible encouragement of settlers who have come from a long way away to an amazing new country, which has incredible opportunities, but also intense hardships. Remember that when the Pilgrims celebrated that first Thanksgiving, they had just survived a terrible winter, and only half of them had survived. They had overcome incredible difficulties, but they wanted to thank the Lord for the blessings that they had received. And even though tensions between the natives and between the settlers were different at different times and in different places, the relationships at that time were so good with the neighboring tribes that their ability to give thanks to the Lord together, to share food together, and to celebrate God's goodness on them and the hope that they had for the future is a tremendous encouragement. To erase that is just unbelievably pessimistic. But that is what a lot of people, I think, are struggling with right now. We live in a pretty negative time, in a pretty negative society, so it is very easy for us to focus on a lot of difficulties that are completely real and actually painful. You probably have difficulties in your own life, but I really want to encourage you now to take the time to be grateful for the things that you do have and to thank God for the blessings that you have been shown. There are going to be a lot of these. Now, even when we look at really difficult times and places, I could have a really schmaltzy message prepared about how much better you have it than folks in Eastern Tennessee or Western North Carolina. As winter comes in, they are hopefully going to be going to bed inside sort of heated RVs or possibly hastily constructed small houses. But I'm sure that they are more grateful to have those things than the tents they were in earlier. You have so much to be thankful for. I could turn this into pretty standard after-school special message about gratitude. But I want you to actually think about what you have to be thankful for. And I also want you to give a little bit of time thinking about how destructive ingratitude and bitterness is. Regardless of what you think about the results of the recent presidential and Senate and House elections, I mean, let's be honest, you're watching the T.REX Talk podcast, so you're probably pretty grateful by the way that a number of those different elections went. But if you've been watching the news and you've been watching social media, I'm sure that you've seen people who are utterly devastated by the results of the election, particularly, of course, the presidential one. And they are utterly and completely distraught by what they think the future is going to bring. And sometimes I watch these videos and I see people who are freaking out and they're allowing worries about a future apocalypse, which, I mean, I don't believe that is going to happen. But even if things were as risky as they believe they were, they're allowing these worries to completely destroy an opportunity to be joyful in the things that they do have. The number of videos that I've seen of people sitting in $150,000 trucks parked outside of amazingly comfortable homes, screaming with kind of incoherent rage, like that level of bitterness is incredibly destructive. And all of us, I think, would be advised to spend more time thinking about gratitude and thankfulness. So I want to mention a couple of things here. Here at T.REX, we are incredibly grateful for the opportunity to serve you guys as customers, and we're incredibly grateful that you are interested in the kind of content that we produce, so that some of you are even going to listen to this podcast. The podcast has grown over the last year. We've launched 4, 5, 15, 28, I forget how many new YouTube channels, and a lot of you have subscribed to those and are continuing to watch our stuff. And you're continuing to buy product that we make, and you're continuing to buy product that we resell. This enables us to pursue a mission that we not only think is really important, but it's something that we really enjoy. So the fact that you are enabling us to do this, to hire people to work in the shop, spend time serving customers by getting them life-saving equipment, holsters, whatever it is that they're interested in, is a tremendous privilege that I believe we're all really grateful for, and we couldn't do it without you. So I want you to think about some of those things that you have in your own life. They may not be the first thing that pops to mind when you think about Thanksgiving, but there are a number of things, I guarantee you, that you should spend some time prayerfully considering. They may not be obvious blessings like huge windfalls here or great raises there, but they might be things that on reflection really matter a lot. I don't want to get too personal, but here at T.REX there have been a number of wins this year. They're not massive the way that, say, we doubled the size of the company. We did that in the past and it was amazing, but also deeply unpleasant to try to hire that many folks and build that many more pieces of equipment. But God has been really good to us this year, and there are small successes that mean a great deal in the company. And you guys have enabled us to pursue those things and to achieve those things. As we move into the future, I'm tremendously grateful for the way that the election went. I think there's going to be a lot of fights and difficulties and struggles that we're going to have to lean into economically or in other ways, and we've talked about some of those in previous podcast episodes. But I'm grateful even for those fights. Some of the political struggles that we've been a part of here at T.REX that we've told you about in other videos have been really good for building relationships in Nashville. Even the bills that we couldn't get passed were tremendous opportunities to talk to people about things, build relationships, build connections, or even bring up issues so that other people are more aware of them. The opportunities that you will have in the future during hard times and during difficult times are things that you should be grateful for and prepared to lean into. This is kind of the whole point of the T.REX products, by the way. The whole point of holsters and tourniquets and body armor and being able to serve other people is being able to serve them in the difficult times. Being able to be there for people when they're having the hardest times is usually the greatest blessing. And at T.REX, it's easy for us to sometimes forget that and just say, we're going to make another video about, a new laser rangefinder or a new scope, or we're going to talk about Top Gun and Ghostbusters. Just a heads up, that might be a future video. But we also have this tremendous opportunity to sell life-saving equipment to people who hopefully will never need it, but often do. And that is a tremendous blessing. That's the kind of blessing that I want you to think over in your own life so that you can give thanks to the Lord for the ways that He has given you those opportunities, either to grow through adversity or to be a benefit to other people, or even just to receive blessings that other people don't have. If you are able to sit down with your family this year, this is a tremendous time to do this as a family. And I also want you to remember that there's a bunch of people who won't be doing that this year. There are people who have lost family members, either in natural disasters. There's also people who have utterly cut their family members out of their lives because of how they voted, or because of what they said, or because of other sometimes imagined and sometimes real differences. So as you spend time with your family this year, hopefully in close proximity, hopefully eating and drinking together, hopefully doing things together as a family, you can build those kind of relationships and be grateful that you still have them. These are the things that really matter. These are the things that we need to be grateful for. So that is the end of my recommendation and hopefully encouragement to you. I want to tell you happy Thanksgiving. Thanks to you, we're having a great Thanksgiving, and even the Black Friday sale is going pretty well. There's a bunch of businesses where Black Friday has their opportunity to get out of the red, and I'm sure they're very thankful and grateful for that. But I appreciate Black Friday because a lot of you have been waiting to buy product from us. You've been waiting for things to go on sale. You've been planning purchases. You're being better with your finances than maybe you were in the past. That's an encouragement to me. When I see people come along and get stuff at a discount because we're allowed to sell things at a certain sale, like Garmin is a good example of this. Garmin picks when sales run, and when Garmin puts stuff on sale, we're really glad to sell it to you for less. And this is a great example. I could easily make this sound like a Black Friday commercial, but we have a lot of products that we care deeply about. We don't sell the Garmin inReach devices because they have decent margin and Garmin is the easiest vendor to deal with. Those things are kind of true. The reason that we sell these devices is because they have genuine life-saving capability. This is my own personal GPS Max 66i. This has inReach satellite communication technology built into it so I can communicate with people when networks are down. I got a bunch of radio equipment, but this is one of the most trustworthy things. I'm happy to provide it as an option on the T.REX site, not because it's another product, but because this is a genuinely useful tool that I use to be ready to protect my own family, and I'm really glad that we can make it available to you. Now, you can also get this to other places. It doesn't have to be here. The Garmin sale is going to be available all over the place, so you don't have to get it from us. But I'm really excited by the stuff that we get to do at T.REX, even when it sounds like I'm shilling for product during our Black Friday sale. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for supporting us through the entire year, consuming our content. That's the thing that we tell people to do with podcasts, right? Consume content, spend money. Hopefully there's more to it than that for you, because there's more to it than that for us. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving.